Welcome back to the Breakfast Club. Today on the show, we have a wonder kid who's scaling mountain after mountain. She's our person of interest. Kamya Karthikeyan is a 17-year-old who recently, just a few days ago, became the youngest female ever to summit the highest peaks on all 7 mountains. And get this, she's doing it every single time with her dad right next to her.
That's so lovely. Just a few days ago, on the 24th of December, Kamya and her dad, Commander S. Karthikeyan from the Indian Navy, reached the summit of Mount Vincent in Antarctica. And what does it take really to climb not one, not two, but mountain after mountain with your parent? And what exactly are her parents feeding her to be going through all of this? We have her on the program today. Hi, good morning, Kamya. Thank you so much for joining us. First question, really, what made you think of it? How did you get started on your trekking, climbing journey?
So for me, climbing and hiking has always been a part of life. My dad's in the Navy, and when I was about 3 or 4 years old, he was posted in Lonavala, which is considered the lap of the Sahyadris. So there we started venturing out on small treks during the weekends. And from there, when my dad started climbing in the Himalayas, I was very curious because he used to be gone for a month or so on each expedition. So I'd asked my mom, what does he find in the mountains for him to leave us and go there again and again? So my mom said we should go and see for ourselves. And that's how I went on my first Himalayan trek back in 2015 when I was just 7 years old.
Wow.
And I think after that, the mountains have just called us back and we kept going every year.
Amazing.
Kamya, what is it like having your dad with you every time you've done this, having him as a guide in the day-to-day?
I think it's been a very special journey with both my parents, in fact, because I climbed the first 3 of the 7 summits with my mom, and I've climbed 5 of them with my dad. The climb in Europe we did as a family together. So I think it's been really special and different from what the normal experience is for anyone else doing the 7 summits. I think I've definitely gotten to learn a lot from my dad, in how he climbs, the techniques he uses, all this experience that he has, and how meticulously he plans and prepares for a climb, very importantly. But at the same time, even when we're on the mountain, we're always having our own little fights like any father and daughter would.
Yeah, so, this is an extraordinary achievement. People, adults, have it on their bucket list to sort of do this in their life. You've already done it and you're not even 18. So, what are these squabbles all about when you are at sub-zero degrees at some crazy level and you have a fight with your dad? How do you manage that?
Well, when you're in the mountains and you're, sharing a tent with someone, you don't really have space. But I think we always have those little squabbles when we're planning or when we're walking and we have a little disagreement, but we always just talk it out. And we know that, when you're on the mountain and you're tired and you're physically challenging yourself so much, there's a lot of tempers that fly around. So we kind of just talk with each other a lot.
So, Kamya, none of us have climbed mountains. So, you're going to have to tell us, what is it that you love about it? Is there a rush that one experiences when they're on top of the mountain?
I think there's definitely a high of some sorts. I think there's just so many things about each climb that fascinates you. Each climb is unique in its own way. It has its own unique challenges that you have to face and so many beautiful things that you get to see. And also the kind of people that you climb with, because every single mountaineer that you climb with, they have their own amazing individual stories, and just getting to climb alongside these people and hearing their stories and getting to share your own stories, I think is very, very special.
We're talking about stories and experiences. It's all fun and game. You're smiling right now, but I'm sure it's difficult as well. Have there been some life-threatening experiences, moments that you want to share with us?
So, in September 2021, we were on an expedition to Mount Trishul, which is in Uttarakhand. And there was another team that was climbing a few days ahead of us as well. And while we were at Camp 2, there was a huge avalanche that came down the mountain. And unfortunately, we lost 5 of our very good friends there on that day.
Oh.
And the avalanche turned away from our camp just 50 meters from where our tents were. So we were extremely close to it, and we're lucky to have been safe. But I think it definitely taught me about how unpredictable the mountains could be. And although we definitely miss all the friends that we lost on that expedition, I think we believe that they're always in the mountains and looking out for us now.
That's so scary, but we
So
appreciate,
sweet how she
yeah,
put
we
it,
appreciate
yeah.
that beautiful interpretation. Tell us some more stories though, especially because you've climbed mountains across the world, not just in India, and you've done all of this at 17. What are other stories?
I think all of the seven summits just have such unique stories for me. Like the first that we did, which is Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest peak in Africa. It was very interesting because every day the terrain was changing. So the first day you start out in a tropical forest, and the second day the trees become shrubs, and the third day it's like you're walking in a desert, and the fourth day you're at the summit with snow around. So, as a 10-year-old, for me, it was kind of like a fast track 4-day geography class. And the second climb that we did to Mount Elbrus, we had reached the base town from where the climb starts, and we were looking for mountaineering booths for our entire team. And every shop that we went to had no booths for a shoe size as small as mine. And a lot of shopkeepers were joking as to who would bring such a young kid to climb Mount Elbrus. And we finally had to climb the peak wearing snowboarding shoes. And because I also wanted to ski down from the summit, we were actually sitting there at the summit at 5,800 something meters in the freezing cold and changing my boots into the ski shoes so that I could ski down. So that was very, very interesting and unique. And the peak that we climbed in South America, Mount Aconcagua, we had to face a whole battle even before we could, set foot on the mountain. Because we reached Argentina and then we were told that the rule position had changed, because of which we needed to fight a case in the family court to just obtain a permit for me to climb as a minor. And because there was no precedence of such a case, the judge was initially not even ready to take up the case. So we spent 2 weeks running around the city of Mendoza in Argentina trying to get all these documents together because the judge just wasn't ready to give us permission to climb. And as Providence would have it, on the 15th day, the judge at the court changed, and the new judge was a mountaineer himself. So he gave us the permit on the very same day, and we set out for the climb. But then again, the guides weren't very happy about taking such a young kid on the mountain. So on the day when we were reaching our summit camp, which is our last camp, they found a reason and turned us back all the way to the base camp. And we had to talk to the expedition operator and get a new guide and effectively climb the entire mountain twice just to get to the summit. And the peak that we climbed in North America, Mount Denali, there's actually only 7 companies that are allowed to have guided expeditions on that mountain. And none of them were ready to take me because I was so young, because I was a girl, and because I was Indian. And they had some sort of bias against Indian climbers. But because of that, we had to go as an unguided expedition of just 4 climbers with no guide, just our own confidence and abilities. And we made it all the way to the top. And I think what was really heartening was that at the summit camp, a few guides came in and told us, I think our companies would have benefited if they took you into our team, because then we would have had the privilege of having guided the youngest non-American to have climbed that peak. So I think it was really great for me to be able to change that mentality they had regarding young climbers and Indians in general. And I think Everest, of course, it's a very special climb for any mountaineer, and there's just so many stories.
Oh my God, Kamya, those are just crazy stories. Like, good Lord, clearly, I don't know what your parents are feeding you clearly over there, but tell us, what does it take for a young person like you, and you've been doing it for a while, to prep for a trek? And like you're saying, for every trek, there is a different kind of preparation.
So for mountaineering, our training is usually always very consistent, and it has to be consistent throughout the years. So we do like to believe that, each expedition that we do acts as training for all the climbs that are yet to come in a way, because you learn new skills that you definitely use afterwards in your future climbs as well. But our physical training works a lot on building our endurance, building our lung capacity, So we usually train by going on long runs. So 10 to 15 kilometers is our usual running distance. And during COVID, when we couldn't venture outside, we started climbing the stairs of our building. We live in a 20-floor building. So we started climbing the stairs about 10 or 15 times. And once we get closer to the expedition dates, we start doing the same thing while wearing a 20 kg backpack. So we get to train with the weight that we'll be carrying on the mountain as well. And we've been traveling to Gulmarg in Jammu and Kashmir for the last 11 odd years now to train for skiing, to train with being there in really cold temperatures, and also for the climbs in North America, which is Mount Denali, and in Antarctica, which was my latest climb to Mount Vinson. There are days on the expedition when you have to pull a sled along with you, which has about 50 kgs worth of your equipment, your clothing, your tents, everything for the entire expedition. And that's mainly because in those particular mountains and expeditions, you don't have porters who can share some of your weight with you. So we've also been training for that over the past few years. So it's a lot of mix and match of these different types of trainings. And we definitely also, being in Mumbai, venture out on a few treks into the Sahyadri Hills. So we kind of keep in touch with walking through the rugged terrain as well.
Kamya, this is all very inspiring, but we must say, I feel like any teenager listening to this at home or any parent of a teenager will ask, ki rebellion nahi hota? She just sounds like such a star kid. Have you ever had phases of just being like, I don't want to do it?
Definitely, I'm sure, the smallest of things. There's definitely days in the morning where I want to sleep in for a bit instead of getting up and going for training. But I think I get that little bit of push from my parents, and my dad is my coach, so I don't think there's any way of getting out of training for me. But I think as a mountaineer, you learn to be very calm and collected, and also very humble, because you need that when you're going out on the mountains. A lot of people think that, mountaineers feel a rush when they reach a summit or conquer a summit. But I think when you're in the mountains, you learn to be really calm. When you reach a summit, you're actually just feeling very grateful to be there. And most of the times, you're just thinking about how you're going to get back down to safety to your camp. So I think a lot of my demeanor is because of being in the mountains for this long for sure.
I have to actually remind myself I'm speaking to a 17-year-old constantly. I need that reminder. But Kamya, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Is there something else that you do? Any other passions apart from mountaineering, or does that take away all of your time?
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, my parents kind of offered all the possible activities they could to me on a platter, and they said, pick, choose whatever you like and continue doing it. And I think I got a little bit greedy there. So, I've been training in Bharatanatyam for the last 10 plus years. I've learned piano till grade 5 with Trinity College of Music. I've learned guitar till grade 2. I am a national level debater. So, all these things are just things that I've been very passionate about. And I think it's true for any kid. Once you get into something and you enjoy it even a little bit, you just want to keep doing it. And I think I've just been lucky to be able to consistently do all of these things along till now.
Okay, Kamya, before we let you go, tell us what's next. What's your big dream with your parents when it comes to climbing?
I think right now I'm aiming in the short term to finish what's called the Explorers Grand Slam. So it's kind of an ultimate challenge in mountaineering to climb the 7 summits, which is what I've finished right now, and also to ski to the North and the South Poles. So that is what's in store for the upcoming year. And I think in the long term, I want to climb a lot more peaks in the Indian Himalayas, because we just have so many beautiful, tough, challenging mountains that I think even a lifetime wouldn't be enough to climb all of them. But I definitely love to keep climbing as many as I can.
All right, Kamya, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And my God, this is as inspiring as a Monday morning can get. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so very much. And oof, I'm blown away. Yeah.